Bureau of Investigation. If this is an emergency, hang up now and dial 911. The FBI is warning citizens to be on alert for a phone scam that is targeting individuals while displaying the FBI's telephone number on the recipient's caller ID. The public is reminded that the FBI does not call private citizens requesting money and to never give out unsolicited requests for personal information to callers you do not know. If you are calling to report a possible internet-related crime, please visit the Internet Crime Complaint Center at www.ic3.gov. If you are a member of a law enforcement agency or you are calling to report a bank robbery or a kidnapping, press 2. If you are calling to provide information regarding other federal crimes or suspicious activity, press 3. If you are a member of the media, press 4. To inquire about career opportunities with
Hello. Thank you for calling the FBI. This is not a 911 service for taking emergency calls. For emergencies, please call 911.
Si usted desea escuchar este mensaje en español, por favor oprima el número 1.
In a few moments, you will be connected to an operator. This call will be recorded for quality assurance, investigative, or other purposes. If you do not wish to be recorded, please hang up and submit your tip online at tips.fbi.gov. During this call, you will be asked to provide identifying information about yourself and or the persons about whom you are calling. We use this information to assist in investigating your tip. You do not have to provide your name or other personal information. However, the lack of information may delay or hurt our ability to investigate your tip. Any information you provide may be used for authorized purposes. To report a suspicious email, hacked email, payment scam, or ID theft, press 1. To report a tip about threat to human life, serious bodily injury, or significant violent action, press 2. For the tip, please provide the zip code of the area you are calling from now.
69129.
I'm sorry, we did not get your response.
69129.
Please provide the zip code of the area you are calling from now.
I typed it
One
in.
moment while I transfer you to the next available representative. Your call will now be recorded.
Well, good. I'm recording it too.
At this time, we are experiencing a high volume of calls with longer wait times. You can now get immediate service by visiting us at tips.fbi.gov, which can take online tips 24 hours a day.
How does any of this get an officer to take a look at this shit?
For further investigation.
I tried online. It doesn't work. If it did work, I'd have done it all online. Now this is why you call it night. Motherfuckers. They dropped the charges here in Chapel, Nebraska for a crime that I actually committed. They did that because if I'd have been allowed to go to court, I could have shown evidence that would have gotten those officers in a lot of fucking trouble and gotten that hospital in trouble.
You're experiencing a high volume of calls with longer wait times. You can now get immediate service by visiting us at tips
Holy
.fbi.gov,
fucking shit.
which can take online tips 24 hours a day. Your online form will be processed by the FBI for further investigation.
He's got the vacuum going on downstairs. And he's also got the radio on. He's also got his video game on. But luckily, I can't hear the video game. He usually has his headphones in, so all I can hear is him screaming at the screen. No, he's not a bad dude for doing that. It's just overwhelming for me. I'm glad to be here. I really am. I'm glad I have a roof over my head. The victimization that I get for being homeless is hell, and he's not victimizing me.
At this time, we are experiencing a high volume of calls with longer wait times. You can now get immediate service by visiting us at tips.fbi.gov, which can take online.
Thank you for calling the FBI. May I have your first and last name, please?
My first name is Shawn, S-H-A-W-N. My last name is Schwartz, S-C-H-W-A-R-T-Z.
That was S-C-H-W-A-L-T-Z?
A-R-T-Z.
And what's a good telephone number for you?
This one.
And what is the phone number, sir?
Oh, it doesn't tell you guys?
I do not know that either.
All right. It is 566-0294. I have it on the back of my phone so I can remember it.
Okay, that's 308-566-0294.
Yes, ma'am.
And what's your date of birth?
Fuck. October 18th, 1980.
That was October 18th, 1980?
Yes, ma'am.
And the zip code you're calling from today is at 69129?
Yes, ma'am.
And Shawn, what is the federal violation that you're wanting to report today?
Well, for starters, I've been dealing with gang stalking. I'm not real good with the internet, and I've had hackers been hacking my account ever since the death of Natalie Bollinger. A lot of people that I've been in contact with, they get viruses when they try to communicate with me. But a lot has happened. I've been assaulted repeatedly. I've got the local sheriff here, as well as police in the state of Colorado, have taken part in the gang stalking and harassment of myself and my loved ones in basically to retaliate for me telling on those officers. I've tried to contact the state patrol, have made multiple phone calls to the state patrol in Nebraska here. I have attempted at every point in time to try to get a stop to this. The problem is that I was assaulted by an officer named Waylon Lolatai after the death of Natalie Bollinger. After Natalie was killed, I was assaulted at least 15 times within about a 5 or 6 day period.
Okay, sir, so how were you assaulted by the police officer?
Well, ma'am, I went in to try to make a report, and I needed a safe place to do that. Everywhere that I had been trying to go, I was stuck in public. I was made homeless. Literally, I was made homeless by Natalie Bollinger's death, and it was all over the news. So I was being assaulted by the public, and I was stuck in public. The people that I had been staying with stole all of my disability money, so there was nothing I could do but just take the abuse. And I had attempted to speak to the police. They kept on showing up wherever I was, and telling me that I had to leave. And meanwhile, I had been asked to go to Boulder and to get information for Broomfield Police Department. I had attempted everywhere that I was at to make reports about the threats, assaults, and abuse that I was taking. But while I was in Boulder, there was at least 3 or 4 occasions where I had spoken to police in that few days period. I was busy trying to get that information for the Broomfield police, and the Boulder police kept on separating me from everybody who was trying to help me. Anyway, the long and short of it, I ended up having a mental breakdown, and I was trying to catch the person who killed Natalie. I was pretty sure it was either her father, Ted Bollinger, or her ex-boyfriend, Tim Beeson. I went.
Okay, Sean, so how did the police officer assault you?
Well, ma'am, they took me in on a mental health check, and they had told me that they were taking me in to somewhere safe so I could make a police report. Instead, they took me to the hospital on a mental health check, and I was fucking frantic. I was trying to make a police report about all the stuff that I had been going through, and they weren't having any of it. They were wanting to take away my phone and keep me locked up for a few days and prevent me from being able to speak.
All right, Sean, I have everything documented today. You have a good day.
Fuck you. God fucking damn it. See, that's the way that you get treated. Mentally ill treatment. Mentally ill treatment. I didn't get to explain. She just automatically assumed and turned off the goddamn telephone. You're seeing that shit. Meanwhile, they don't give their names, so you can't make a report about them. What's calling 911 going to do? It's going to result in police officers here in Chapel, Nebraska, who took part in that shit. That woman is such a fucking cunt.
You have reached the Omaha Division of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. If this is an emergency, hang up now and dial 911. The FBI is warning citizens to be on alert for a phone scam that is targeting individuals while displaying the FBI's telephone number on the receipt.
That very same mentally ill treatment is the same shit that I got at every department. I got it from every fucking public pretender. I got that everywhere that I fucking went. That's what happens when nobody goes in with you. Somebody else has to call it in.
Visit the Internet Crime Complaint Center at www.ic3.gov. If you are a member of a law enforcement agency, or you are calling to report a bank robbery or a kidnapping, press 2. If you are calling to provide information,
we'll call it in as a kidnapping.
FBI Omaha.
Hello, my name is Sean Schwartz.
Hello.
Hello. I'm calling to report on law enforcement, and you guys keep hanging up on me without letting me explain the situation. I continually get the mentally ill treatment by law enforcement while trying to turn in the assaults, threats, and abuse that I have endured at the hands of law enforcement, including FBI agents. Something needs to be done about this. It is not acceptable for a human being to have to go through the things that I have gone through. I have been repeatedly locked up and put on mental health holds for trying to turn in officers and turn in the people who are abusing me in multiple jurisdictions, multiple counties, and multiple states. I have had evidence against police officers repeatedly stolen from me, as well as my abusers getting the help of the police who refuse to look at the evidence. I need the FBI to actually do something about this. I have been to the police, I have been to the state patrol, I have been to everyone. I have been across this country from one end to the next, trying to get a safe environment where I can sit down with this evidence and not be bothered.
Sir, can you spell your name for me?
My name is Shawn, SHAWN.
And your last name?
Schwartz, SCHWARTZ.
Okay. And what is your phone number?
Oh my God, it's on the back of my phone. One moment. It's 308-566-0294. It's October 18th, 1980.
Is there anything else that you want to add to that report?
Yes, ma'am. I have a lot of evidence. I'm not very good with computers, and I've been hacked on several occasions. A lot of the stuff that I've been trying to send to the police has not been getting to the police. I've had to make my reports online on YouTube so that it's actually documented, because police officers keep repeatedly turning off their body cameras so that they can give me the mentally ill treatment. There are a lot of witnesses that you guys need to speak with, many of them here in Chapel, Nebraska, but they're all over the United States. And I need an actual FBI agent to come and take a look at this evidence, because every time that I have tried to turn it into police, I end up getting the mentally ill treatment because many of these police are my abusers.
Okay.
I have a whole stack of cards here from all over the country that are from mental health groups, from places that are supposed to help people like me. The problem is that police officers, the FBI, and many other agencies have gone out of their way not to look at this evidence, not to collect this evidence, and to prevent me from making a police report.
And this evidence is of mistreatment by police?
It's not just of mistreatment by police, it's of the gang stalking that led me to go to police to begin with.
Okay.
I've had repeated public pretenders give me the mentally ill treatment. They have absolutely refused to speak to any of the witnesses, to take witness statements from any of the witnesses, and I had to post that stuff on YouTube. And many of those witnesses are actually very pissed off at me right now because I had to post that shit on YouTube and on Facebook. The fact is, I wouldn't have done that if I could have gotten a law enforcement officer to actually do their job. Now, before the death of Natalie Bollinger, I was frantically trying to get police to do their job, but they kept giving me the mentally ill treatment. After she was dead, police officers went out of their way to make sure that the stuff that I went through in trying to get them to do their jobs, they were going out of their way to make sure that that never came to light, including protecting child molesters and rapists.
Okay. Do you have your YouTube username?
My YouTube username is Shawn David, SHAWN DAVID. It's a picture of me holding a goat.
Okay. Okay.
Now, they also,
I have all this information.
well, I have one more thing to add. I've
Okay,
been
sure.
involved in helping find missing people for a lot of years. I grew up in the system, being beaten and raped and drugged in the system. And I have been speaking out and fighting for the rights of those individuals for a lot of years. And even after all of this happened, I have still been involved in trying to help find missing people and bring that to light. So this is not like I'm some crazy lunatic with a tinfoil hat talking about alien conspiracies here.
Okay.
Thank you,
Well,
ma'am.
thank you for the information.
Yes, ma'am.
Bye.
Bye. Some peace and quiet. Everybody needs their peace and quiet. I'm a pretty quiet guy. A lot of people, when I'm at their houses, they don't even realize I'm there. Or I'm so quiet that it just doesn't matter. But I need my own environment so that I can recover from the abuse that I've gone through. I need the things that were taken from me because Natalie died. I didn't kill Natalie. I didn't make Joseph Lopez kill Natalie. I didn't make Ted Bollinger rape her. I didn't make Tim Beeson hold her down and scream in her face about her dog. I've made hundreds of calls to the FBI. Maybe not hundreds, but well over 100. The thing is, without someone going in with me, I get the mentally ill treatment. And officers repeatedly turn off their body cameras when they commit crimes. When they want to go vigilante, they just turn off their body camera. Now, Officer Jared Hahn knows that I'm after him. That's why he and Sheriff DaCosta, who I am also after, do everything in their power to try to get away with this shit. Jared Hahn should not have a badge. He should be sitting in prison. The repeated abuse that I have gone through, it doesn't matter where I'm at all. Before I can trust that Scott DaCosta is going to do anything about the things that I've already gone in there to speak to him about, I need to know that I can go in there without being threatened, harassed, assaulted, or locked the fuck up. Now, they treated me completely different, knowing that they were being recorded. Completely different. They treat me much more like a human being. And they bullshit a fucking shit ton. Oh my god, I need a new fucking back. I am disabled. I had disability money coming in because I'm disabled. I didn't get disability money for being lazy and sitting on a couch and smoking pot. I didn't get disability money because I'm a lazy homeless person who just gets drunk and fucking smokes crack all day. I got disability because I'm fucking disabled. All of the running around that I had to do after the assault by Waylon Lolatai. It's fucking horse shit. They should have left me the fuck alone. After Natalie died, I was being harassed by police officers out of jurisdiction. I was being harassed by the public out of jurisdiction. They should have just let the Broomfield Police Department do their goddamn jobs. But that wasn't good enough because the media painted me the way that they did, and I had never been allowed an honest fucking day in court. I went through fucking hell. It didn't even have to go as far as court. I gave Natalie my phone number when she was threatening me with the fucking police. I said, give them my fucking number. Here is my phone number. Give them my number. Have them call me. I save evidence of all this shit that I've been telling y'all, and it gets stolen over time because I'm homeless, being stuck in my fucking vehicle. And those cops who came over in Rawlins, Wyoming, showed up with a goddamn attitude. And then cops want to laugh with my predators in front of me. Like it's fucking funny. People say, you're not trying to get help. Yes, I fucking am. I can't afford to get the help I need. I don't have a fucking income. All of my disability money went to going to court date after court date after court date for them to postpone it again and again and again and again and again. I was assaulted by Officer Waylon Lolatai in 2018. It's 2020. Matter of fact, it's been over 2 years since I was assaulted in Clearview. When do they start the cameras? Halfway through, after they have already assaulted me and have laughed it off because I was trying to dial 911 from their fucking phone. Now, that first 911 caller, or that first lady from the FBI, hung up on me because I was trying to explain the situation that happened in the Boulder Hospital. Those officers outright fucking lied to me. After days and days and days of trying to get what it is that the Broomfield police had asked me for, and being unfucking successful at it, because of the police obstructing justice, because of the public obstructing justice, because of the media obstructing justice. They had no problem slandering my name, but when I send them evidence, they block me. Getting the mentally ill treatment. That means that no matter what, people can do whatever they want to me. Do you know what that's like? Knowing that people can do whatever they want to you and then just call you mentally ill and it's okay. Police officers can literally assault you, call you mentally ill, and get away with it. And all they have to do is turn off their body cameras. The Bollinger family can literally harass you as a group and get away with it by calling you mentally ill. They can have their friends get a hold of you on Facebook and threaten your life and get away with it by calling you mentally ill. And when you try to go to the sheriff in Chapel, Nebraska, or the police in Boulder, Colorado, and they don't want to take a report and they don't fucking care because it's just you, and they don't have to do their jobs because they can call you mentally ill, they won't do their jobs. And they will say it's because you are mentally ill. I have hundreds of reports that I need to make. How am I supposed to function when I can't get peace and quiet for one fucking day? When I was in the jails, I had a few quiet days, but I didn't have access to any of the evidence here. I didn't have access to the internet. The fact is, the judge in specific in Natalie's case, I was trying to take to court because he never should have put her fucking address on there. And by the way, according to Danica, that wasn't her address, it was her grandmother's address. I get harassed because I don't show evidence, and then I show evidence and I get harassed because I shouldn't have done that. Well, fuck, I've been trying to get law enforcement to take a fucking look at it. You see how fucking impossible that is? I called up Sheriff Scott DaCosta to set up an appointment to go in and give him a report about the abuse that I've been enduring in this town. The fact that I have to be afraid to go outside. The fact is, with Molly Smith, I recorded that. The two people who have a copy of that recording are Molly Smith and Miss Peaches. Do you know why? Because when they stole this computer and took it to Sheridan, I got it back with many files corrupted. You ever wonder what corrupted file means? It means it doesn't fucking work. It worked before they took it. Imagine that. Now, Miss Peaches is pissed off at me, and Molly Smith is still out with a knee injury. She had to get knee replacement, and she just had it replaced because she was allergic to the cement in it. I need to be able to sit down and go through this evidence. I need to be able to have my income and my roof back. But I need an advocate who cares about my rights. Somebody who understands sensory overload and PTSD. Not a rubber stamp for the fucking porkers. The fact that FBI agents took part in this is fucking disgusting. Because they turned off their body cameras, they make it their word against mine, and I am considered mentally ill. I'm overwhelmed from abuse. There's a big fucking difference. Fuck the police. Fuck law enforcement in general. Now, the evidence that's on here, there's a fucking shit ton of it already, and there's a bunch more on my Facebook. I didn't break the law until I had to for my own protection and for the protection of my loved ones. Now, I understand that Candace Bondurant was definitely afraid for her children with all that going on. For damn sure. And why wouldn't she be? She was harassed at her own house. Within just a few minutes of me posting that video that had those pictures in the background, people were posting pictures of her old living room with those pictures in it. Yeah, that fucking scared the shit out of her. And then that situation with Officer Michael Beard. Yeah, that would fucking scare the shit out of her now, wouldn't it? I called 911 when I was at Candace's house because Rochelle Shelley Campbell called me and there was no words on it. It sounded like someone was being fucking choked and beaten to death. It didn't sound like a pocket dial, for damn sure. But also, there were no words in it. It's not like somebody pocket dialed me and they were talking. It sounded like there was a scuffle going on. These people went out of their way to manipulate me by pretending that they were going to help me. And a lot of people took part in that. They needed to speak up when it made a fucking difference. I literally had to break the law to protect myself. But then when you try to tell people that, you get treated like you're a fucking nut job. Meanwhile, Miss Peach's conversation was in here. And the ones between me and Mandy Hughes. And the ones between me and Shannon Alvarado prove that I'm telling the fucking truth. The police did everything in their power to prevent me from being able to make a report against them. You have to make a report to their boss, right? But they're not allowed to investigate themselves, right? So you have to call a different place, right? Who tells you have to call them back? Well, did you go to the state patrol? Yes, I went to the fucking state patrol. I tried repeatedly to go to the state patrol in Nebraska and in fucking Colorado. The problem is, I always had to go in by myself, and I got the mentally ill treatment. Or they turned off their body cameras because I was trying to turn in officers. Officers cover for the wrongdoing of other officers. Without someone willing to stand up for my rights, I don't have any. That's what none of these people were paying any attention to. Yes, I get that there are rights on paper. I get that. But when they can call you mentally ill and use public bias as their excuse not to do their jobs, no one's going to force these cops to do their jobs. If Miss Peaches had actually gone in with me, or Mandy Hughes had actually gone in with me, these cops would have done their jobs. Although that's not necessarily true, because Molly Smith went in with me here, and Officer Hahn did not do his job. Now, did he? Did he investigate that at all? The harassment and threats against my life have come from all over the place. So I have to travel to Virginia to write a report about the people from there who threatened my life. And I did that. But I needed someone to go in with me. Because when you are trying to explain the situation and it involves cops not doing their jobs, their ears automatically turn the fuck off. Like that first lady I was talking to. I can't do this over the internet. I need someone to sit with me and this stuff and help me with that. Not somebody to do it for me. Not somebody to tell me to do it and then tell me to do it and tell me to do it and tell me to do it. Meanwhile, every time that I try to do what they're telling me to do, it's not working out. And I say, hey, I'm trying. It's not working out. Well, you're just not trying hard enough. Are you fucking kidding? I mean, when this literal computer that I have now, when the hard drive in it was fried, and Nicole Peralta and Jen Beebe helped me to send it in and get it fixed and get it back, I had to start all over again. Meanwhile, at my dinky little apartment that I only had for a month and a half, I didn't have internet access. So I had to try to do everything over the phone, and it ran out of internet access real fucking quick. There was no way in hell that I was going to be able to have a roof over my head and go to all of these court dates. Meanwhile, what these officers all did was break the law and use the mentally ill tag as their excuse for doing so. There is no doubt in my mind that those officers knew that I had gone to the Boulder Police Department before over this exact situation, before Natalie was killed. There is no doubt in my mind about that. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind that these officers here in Chapel, Nebraska knew that I had gone to them multiple times, because the very ones that I had actually gone to, I dealt with again after her death. These people all use Suicide Watch as an excuse not to do their jobs. Y'all say I need help? Well, then fucking help me get it. Help me get my own place and my income back so that I can have some peace and quiet and not feel like shit. Not feel like I'm an imposition on other human beings. And not have that thrown in my face from all of these human beings when I say, hey, you didn't keep your word. At least in South Dakota, Jamie didn't say she was going to help me do anything except drive me up the mountain so I could die. Help me or fucking kill me. Nobody should have to break the law to protect themselves.